Those vegan guys. I thank you.
Hi, Laura.
Hello.
Welcome. Welcome to Those Vegan Guys channel. Now, I do just have to say at first, you are aware that I'm recording this and that it will be uploaded to YouTube as a vlog.
Yes.
And are you okay with that?
I am just fine with that.
Fantastic. So Laura, which state do you live in?
I live in Indiana.
Oh, wow.
We're 3 hours southeast of Chicago.
Wow, right.
Yeah. So it's Canada, Michigan, and then Indiana. We're right underneath Michigan.
And how are you? How's your state coping with everything that's going on at the moment with the coronavirus?
Oh, jeez. Well, we're at a stay-at-home order.
Yeah.
We can leave the house, but I work at our library, so our library's been shut since March. But I always kind of figured Indiana would be kind of one of the last places to that'll get real bad, because we're not a great Mecca, we're not Chicago and we're not New York. We're kind of a small, still kind of low key. I mean, we're getting it, but not like the numbers New York's getting or Chicago's getting.
Right.
I think it'll be slow to come here or get worse. We'll probably be the last ones to kind of get it. Get really, really bad.
Hopefully, if the what we're calling the lockdown over here has been put into effect quick enough in your state, it might just prevent that. That's the kind of thing at the moment, isn't it? The more that we are staying home and protecting ourselves and not putting ourselves and other people at risk, the fewer people get it.
Yeah, that's the case.
We're not here to talk about the goddamn coronavirus. I'm saying it that way, by the way, because YouTube's got this whole weird thing at the moment.
I know.
So I'm like, everyone's saying it in a weird way. But what I thought would be really interesting, Laura, is to get the stories of other vegans from around the world who are either connected with the channel or connected with the page in some way, just to see how and why you became vegan.
Okay.
That's a really broad question. So if I can, am I all right to throw questions at you?
Yes, that's fine. Go for it.
So how long have you been vegan?
I would say probably about 3 years.
Cool.
I think this is the third year, but I believe, because I think I took 2017 to research veganism and to try to figure out how to do it and what to do, because I was vegetarian since 2003. So I took 2017 because I'm like, I want to do this because it was the egg industry that's disgusting, and I'm like, I can't support it anymore. But I wanted them to have all the facts, and I didn't really know what to eat, how to do it. I just was curious and just wanted to make sure if I was going to do this, I was going to do it right, at least what I thought was right at the time. So I believe in 2018 January, because the beginning of the year is when I did it, and I told my husband, I'm like, I'm not eating eggs, because he asked me, you want eggs? I go, no. He goes, you're not eating eggs anymore? I'm like, no, I'm not eating eggs anymore. I can't do it, and I really don't want to tell you how or why, because I'll just start crying. Because the male chicks, and I'm like, just trust me on this.
So was it a particular video you saw, or was it a documentary? Was it something on YouTube? What was that one thing that kind of pushed you? Because that's what I find really interesting, because I had the same journey as you. I was vegetarian for 2 decades. So what was the thing that pushed that switch, and then you said, right, vegan?
I may have been like plant-based news the chicks were in I remember the picture or the video. It was the chicks in a plastic bag, in a trash bag.
Right. Yeah.
And then they talked about what the other thing that happens to them. And I went, okay, no, I'm not doing this again. I'm not doing this. I'm not supporting this.
For anyone who's watching this discussion who isn't aware of what happens to chicks, by and large, male chicks who are useless to the egg industry because they cannot lay eggs. They are either gassed, often in bags or boxes, or they are ground alive. And it's horrific. And it's that's not an extreme of the industry. That's standard.
Yeah, that's practice.
So.
And recently Tony found out what happened. We were watching, I think, Live Kindly, the YouTube Live Kindly.
Yes.
And they talked about that. And because I had never brought it up to Tony because I'm like, I just can't. And he's like, oh my God. So I'm like, yeah, that's actually true. And he was quite taken aback by it.
It's strange, isn't it, how there are all these, because I mean, of course, everything to do with animal agriculture is awful, but it's so cleverly hidden from us.
Oh yeah. I didn't know anything about the veal industry. I knew about veal, but I had no idea. Luckily, I had stopped drinking milk a long time, even before I became vegetarian. I just didn't like it. But the veal industry, it just shocked me. I'm like, oh my gosh.
And of course, that industry is a direct result of this, an offshoot from the dairy industry.
Yeah, and I had that was one thing, because I know what happens in the slaughterhouses. And I know, you just being my age. Oh, and I'm so glad you're my age. I'm so glad I'm talking to somebody my age. So you know what happens in the nasty stuff that happens in any of the slaughterhouses, but you just sometimes you don't know because there's layers to it, and that was the veal industry. It shocked me that was going on because I had no idea because we weren't veal people anyways. Even when we growing up, we never had veal. No. So, but that shocked me. I'm like, oh, if you drink that, you're contributing to that. So okay, I'm sorry. I probably went on to tangent.
It's great. This is exactly why I want to do this series, because it's although I'll be asking you questions and bobbing in now and again, it's about you. I want to hear your story, why you're passionate about this, because it's your story might just be the thing that helps somebody else make that leap from vegetarianism to veganism, or make that leap even to just having one vegan meal a week. Because we've kind of, Jason and I changed our the way that we approach veganism about 2 years ago. I still go through extremely militant periods where I want to scream at people and I want to post horrible things to make them see. But what I found was that got very little interaction. And yet when we took a gentler approach and it helped people to celebrate those small changes which lead to lifestyle change, that's when we got so much more feedback and people were grateful for it. And I know a lot of people are kind of, there's a lot of, had an extremely interesting discussion with Danny from Grumpy Vegan Grandad.
I like that interview. I enjoyed watching that, and that was really, really nice. So,
And you see how we both come from different perspectives, but by the end of it, we understood each other better, and maybe we learned something from each other. So I think conversations like this are amazing because it, like I say, he says after 10 minutes of waffle, you never know who it's going to reach.
Right, and with me, I'm not a very good activist anyway. I don't think I would be. I God bless those people who stand at the slaughterhouses and take care of the pigs before they go in, because I would be a blubbering mess, you know. And I always think of it, the way I go about it is I got like a gentle approach is like, you can do this, you know, it's not hard. And I try to show, like, you know, my Instagram, I try to show meals that are easy but look really good. And, you know, I try to tell people, like, okay, I just kind of do a more gentle approach, because I can't do that because I'd just be a blubbering mess.
Yeah, although I do have to say, Laura, I didn't go to one for years and years and years, and it was, I thought I would be a wreck there. Now I did go as a vlogger, so I actually went with a different mindset because I wanted to capture as much of it as I could, and it did. Of course, it emotionally impacted me, but I became secondary to wanting to comfort the pigs before they went in. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It still had an emotional impact on me, but it has made me want to go again.
Wow, that's great. I don't know if I could. I don't know. Just don't
So
know.
let me ask you some more questions.
Sure.
Do you what did you find the most difficult? Was it eggs or dairy? Your switch from vegetarian to vegan. What was the most challenging part, and how did you deal with that?
Probably the eggs, because like on the weekends, Tony and I would have breakfast, and it would include JC. Sorry, JC. Come here, you know me. This is my youngest adult that I have. This is JC.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm fine.
Good. And now you're going to be in one of our YouTube vlogs.
Because that was something that Tony could and I could eat together. Because he wasn't vegan. He didn't want anything to do with it. He was going to eat what he wanted to eat. And, it was just something that kind of brought us together on a weekend to sit and eat and have breakfast together. I think eggs were just because of that. It wasn't, I can cook without eggs. That's not that big a deal. Because I've been cooking vegan stuff anyways, and I love to bake, and I always try different stuff. But I think it's something that Tony and I could eat together. It's kind of one of those things, you know.
So how did you combat that then? What did you substitute eggs for yourself? And how tough did you personally find that?
Well, I didn't really find it all that hard. We just, ate more potatoes, or, we had the vegan sausages to eat, and we just had big breakfast of other things.
Yeah.
Not just, kind of, but then luckily now there's just egg. So at least we both can eat that.
Yeah.
So there's something.
So your partner is happy to eat that now?
Yeah. He went vegan. He went vegan last year. Yeah.
Brilliant.
But he doesn't like being called a vegan. He kind of likes being called a plant-based person.
Fair enough.
But he's got the most tender heart. He doesn't look like he's got a very tender heart, but he really does. But he went vegan because of health reasons. Or I went vegan, or I'm a vegetarian just to get away from the fast food. That's the reason I went vegetarian at the very start.
Right.
But he wound up with, his numbers have always been horrible. His health always been horrible. And I was going to see a nutritionist because I know I was doing something wrong, because I wasn't losing any weight. Like, what am I doing wrong? So, and he goes, well, maybe that's what I need to do. And man, I was on the phone so fast, go to talk to this nutritionist, because he's got fatty liver, because of his diet.
Right.
We don't drink, but fatty liver, his cholesterol is horrible, and other things when you don't eat a lot of fiber. So that's why he went vegan, and he's doing so good.
So health-wise, he's found it beneficial then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And have those high numbers started to teeter down a little?
Yes. Yes, the doctor's very happy. He does have a weird thing with his with the good cholesterol being low,
Right.
but the bad cholesterol went low. So it's kind of a weird thing, but it's just nothing that the doctor's worried about at all. So,
I think can't you get the really good fats from what they're called, for goodness sake, hemp seeds?
oh
Shelled
yeah,
hemp seeds.
okay, hemp seeds.
We did a recipe on the channel not too long ago, inspired by one other YouTube video, which I linked in that video, but it was an oil-free salad dressing, ranch style salad dressing made with hemp seeds. So when I've edited this and put it up on YouTube, I'll link that video up there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a beautiful oil-free ranch. It was an American lady that I got the idea from.
Oh, great.
The Plant-Based Kitchen Show, I think it's called. I could be wrong, but it's linked in my video.
Okay.
So yeah, random nutritional statement there. So what, if you were, apart from just egg, are there any other ways that you've veganized egg dishes using maybe tofu that you've got around to really liking now?
We haven't really done too many tofu scrambles because I'm always kind of afraid Tony won't like them. But thank God for the just egg. But it was okay just to leave it off. I mean, we don't really need to have it. If we don't have it, we don't have it. We just find something else to eat.
Yeah,
It's okay.
I absolutely had to, because like you, when I was vegetarian, eggs were a huge part of my diet.
Yeah. There's that protein. Yeah.
I probably ate between 6 and 10 eggs a week.
Oh wow.
As a vegetarian, I was very much, because I do like big evening meals like frittatas, and I would often have the classic British fried egg butty, which is just a fried egg on bread. But I've managed to veganize that now.
Okay.
Just by using tofu and flavorings. So I can make myself a vegan fried egg sandwich. All of these recipes are in the recipes playlist, by the way, and I'll bung that up there too. I've had a shimmy round this morning. I've separated off taste tests and recipes. So I've got 2 separate playlists.
Okay. Yeah, Tony's actually the one that found you, and he likes some of the food. He wants to try that pastry dough with the hamburger.
Oh yeah, the cheeseburger plat.
That Jason was eating was like, oh my God. So it's like, we could do that. I'm like, yeah. And it's funny how the Linda McCartney stuff, when I first went vegetarian, that was one of her cookbooks, was the 2 that I checked out the most from the library, was the Linda McCartney. And that's kind of funny. It's like, oh, I remember those cookbooks. I think we still have them at the library. It just brought back all these memories. That's like, oh, I remember. Thank God for Linda McCartney.
Can you pull the lid of your laptop towards you? There you go.
There we go. Sorry, I think I moved it a little bit.
That's better. Head and shoulders. Head and shoulders. Did you have you ever heard how the McCartney family went vegan?
Yes. They were eating, I told this to JC a long time ago. Weren't they like eating at a restaurant and watching lambs play?
I think they were eating in their own kitchen.
Oh, okay. They were eating somewhere and they were eating lamb or something, and they were looking out and they saw lamb playing, and it was like,
that's how I play it.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. But I mean, it's led to one of the most fantastic companies. Do you get Linda McCartney products in America at all?
No.
Oh, that's such a shame.
We are so jealous of the grocery hauls you guys have, because the amount of stuff that you guys have in your grocery stores, to get that, we'd have to go to 3 stores. And even the store has its own brands. It's like, I mean, every once in a while, but there's everything seems so cheap over there compared to.
We are.
It's like we're so jealous. Like,
we are very lucky. All our supermarkets seem to have embraced this whole new, requirement for vegan products, and they're all. But a lot of them have done it for a lot of years, so they've now increased their products massively. But many of them always had vegan stuff in. Maybe only little bits at first. I mean, 7 years ago when me and Jason first went vegan, we did almost all of our shopping in a health food shop over here called Holland and Barrett.
Okay.
Because it was the only place that had a huge selection of vegan stuff. And then when you start joining the Facebook groups, vegan supermarket finds and things like that. Yeah. I'm sure you've got them in the States too.
I'm part of one here.
And all this stuff suddenly starts and being shown to you, and you're like, didn't know that was all these accidentally vegan products.
And they tell you where, so.
What's some of your favourite American products? Like, we have Gardein over here.
Okay, well, we love the Gardein. We love the Gardein. And Boca. We have Boca.
Oh, I've heard of that one.
They've been around a long time. They've been around just as long, I believe, as Morningstar products.
Oh.
There was Morningstar and Boca when it first started out, and then
one of our supermarkets here in Britain, Sainsbury's, years ago when I was vegetarian, used to sell Morningstar Bacon.
Oh yeah, that was pink.
That cardboard box, and then it just went. They stopped selling it, and it was gorgeous.
It was nice. We still have it. It's still being sold here. It's really good.
Amazing.
But there's now Sweet Earth has a benevolent bacon, and it's really good. It's really good. Yeah, there's been so many that developed. Gardein, and then Sweet Earth has come out with stuff. Field Roast has gotten a little bit bigger, and of course the Beyond stuff. And there's other like there's Tyson Chicken, who have now come up with plant-based foods.
Fabulous.
So they're all starting to kind of.
Yeah, we've seen. Have you seen the hoo-ha about British Richmond sausages?
Mm-mm.
It's a very famous sausage company over here, and about 8 months to a year ago, they came out with a Richmond vegan sausage, and everyone's gone crazy because they taste just like the meat versions.
Oh wow!
Now they're bringing out bacon, chicken, and mince.
Yeah, well, if they're smart, they know where to get money, and they're smart. So it's
all of
good
the
business.
None of the pain, isn't it?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. All the flavor, none of the pain. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
So, let me ask you a really random couple of questions.
Sure.
Savory wise, so that means that there's a sweet version coming. Savory wise, what's your favourite family vegan meal that you have on a kind of regular basis?
What's something that Dad really likes? Guys, there's so many. Plus, I've tried so many recipes lately.
It's a tough question, isn't it?
Because Tony just loves so much. What do we have normally? But well, see, since I've been off work, I've been able to cook more.
Yes.
And try stuff. Oh wow, it's really tough. Oh, I don't know if I can answer that, to be honest, because I cook so much. It's everything.
All right, then I'll ask you.
Let me think about it.
Still a savoury question. What's your favourite Gardein product?
Actually, I think they're burgers. I think I love the burgers.
Right. We've not had them over here. We've just got the We've got 4. We've got the fishless fillets.
Oh, those are good. Oh, yeah, those are good. We don't eat enough of them, but they're good.
I think we've got some kind of crispy beef, some kind of crispy chicken tenders.
Oh, yeah, those are good. Yeah.
There's one other thing that I can't remember. We tested them all last year, but in our supermarkets here, they're on the slightly more expensive side. They're £4.50 for a bag.
Oh.
But it's like we said when we did our taste test video, they're very much like having a takeaway, and you would pay much more for a takeaway.
Oh, yeah.
So it's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now
I think Tony likes my chili. I make a good vegan chili.
right.
And it took me forever to get him to try this chili. And it's Sheryl Crow's chili. You know the singer Sheryl Crow?
Yeah.
It's her chili.
Wow.
And he finally started eating it, and he just loves it. Loves it.
Is it like a meat alternative chili or a bean-based chili?
It's got beans, and it also has crumbles in it.
Ah, lovely.
Yeah, so it's got a little bit of everything in it. And that's one thing he'll ask me to make on a Sunday, and he'll take the rest for lunch.
And do you serve it with rice?
No.
No, just of course. Now I've noticed
it's like a thick soup. It's like a thick.
Yeah. Now I've noticed this in America. See, now if we were to do what we would call over here a chili con carne,
okay,
or chili con veggie, now really, or chili san carne, chili without meat, it would likely be served with rice, and it would be not really a soupy, it would be a very thick consistency. But I have noticed only really through movies that in America you can get like a bowl of chili in a diner, and the most likely thing to be served with it would be a couple of crackers.
Yeah, crackers and chili.
I find that really, really interesting.
Or cornbread. Sometimes we have cornbread.
Oh, I love cornbread.
Yeah.
Do you make a good vegan cornbread?
I believe I do, yes. I know my son got a hold of it one time, and he was like, just inhaled it. It's like, where's the cornbread at? And he loved it. And he's just, yeah. So I think I do. I think I make a pretty good cornbread.
Cool.
I'm pretty proud of it.
So can you see yourself being vegan now for life, Laura?
Yes. Yes.
And
I plan on it.
Hubby too?
Huh? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Because he just feels so much better. Because I've been married to him for 27 years. And I've always called him my big grumpy guy. He's my big grumpy guy. Because he hurt. And then once he was a month into being a vegan, and I was getting ready for work, and I got a text at 6:30 in the morning. I'm like, who's calling me at 6:30 in the morning? Well, it's him saying, good morning. How are you doing? And he had never done that. Well, he was feeling good. So he was like, I was just checking on you, make sure you're doing okay. And I'm sitting there going, first I thought, aliens have come down and snatched Tony. This is not Tony. He's been body. I'm like, JC, there's something wrong with your dad. But because he just feels so much better. All that food he was eating was so inflammatory. And, his side hurt all the time because of the liver thing. And once he's just started eating better, he doesn't hurt. And he just feels so much better. And I don't think he'd ever go back at this point.
That's amazing.
And it's just awesome. It's just awesome. So now I can't call him my big grumpy guy anymore. But yeah, both of us are probably doing this. I know I will be doing this for life, and I'm sure Tony will too, because he has to.
Yes, yeah. I mean, have you found like we did? We kind of, Jason and I look back now from where we are now, and we such a tasty, varied, delicious, nutritious, mostly diet. and we still have so many treats and wonderful things we can eat. All we seem to do now is kind of look back and think, I wish I'd have known about all this stuff sooner.
Yeah.
Do you find you feel the same way?
Oh yeah, and I'm the type that I'm old, 50, and I love all the stuff. I love all the technology happening and all this stuff. And we have YouTube. I can get videos on YouTube with recipes, and I work at a library, so I got all that, books, and then I got digital stuff I can access, and it's just fabulous. And 2003, I didn't have near as much to figure out what was going on. Even being a vegetarian, I'm like, okay, what do I do? So it's just great how, as a society, we've keep going forward and making everything so easy to find now.
Yeah.
Internet. Thank God for the internet.
Do you guys ever eat out, Laura?
We do, but it's very, very limited. We do have places that serve vegan, vegetarian stuff, but not often. Maybe just on Fridays, but it's just every once in a while. It's not very often because I love French fries, so we might go out and get a burger, French fries.
Charged. so do I.
I love French fries.
So do I. Actually, I love potatoes. Full stop.
Yeah.
Potatoes and pastry. The two worst things I could eat constantly. But I adore them. We're very lucky in Manchester because we've got so many dedicated vegan cafes and restaurants and just really fabulous places where you can get some amazing food. We've even got a completely vegan pizza place.
Wow.
Which does delivery.
Is that the one that delivered to Oldham that was so far away? We haven't gotten that far because I don't live in a small town, but I don't live in a big, huge town. And the vegan restaurants are really slow at coming,
right?
Around. Plus, I live in a very conservative state, and don't take my bacon away from me, And so it's kind of slow, but there's call for it. So maybe in the next few years there'll be some place that we can go to and be strictly vegan and be. Not have to wade through, can you leave that off? Or, that I'm always afraid they'll retaliate and like, what are they doing? And like,
I have to say, it makes a huge difference to be able to go somewhere which is fully, completely vegan.
Yeah.
Because, in fact, the first time I went to a place which was fully, completely vegan, it's an American style diner here in Manchester. It used to be called V Revolution. It's now just called V Rev Diner. And I was like, is that vegan? Is this vegan? And he just had to say to me, mate, everything in here is vegan. Everything.
Wow, that's great.
Ask, everything is vegan. So I was just like, this is amazing, because I've been so used to, like you just beautifully outlined, having to check things out on the menu. Can I veganize that?
Yeah.
For that to come without cheese or, whatever. And
I'm always afraid some chef in the back's going to throw a tantrum because I didn't want something on something. and it's like,
well, they can be very temperamental, those there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because I started off kind of when a kid working in restaurants and like, I know. And it's like, I don't trust any of them.
So do you have any local vegan groups or societies, or is there, like we have the Vegan Society in Britain, which you can be a member of, and if you're a member of it, you get 10% discount at certain health food shops and things?
Oh, wow, no. I'm on a Indianapolis Vegan Vegetarian Facebook page.
Right.
We don't have any kind of society, but that's a great resource, because if we're looking for something and someone will post, like something news coming out, someone will post, I found this at so-and-so shop. And it's like, oh, great, we can find that there. We can go there and pick it up. So it is a really fabulous. There's also Vegan on a Budget Facebook page. I'm not exactly sure where they are. I think that's just a general state thing,
Right.
the states. Because some of the stuff's like, where did they get that? It's at a grocery store called Publix. Well, that's down in the South. Those grocery stores are in the South.
Oh, that's Publix
So,
with an X, isn't it?
yes,
I've
yes.
seen it. I've seen it on some YouTube videos.
Yeah, yeah. So, but like the vegan zombie goes up to Wegmans, and that's only like New York East Coast kind of a grocery store. So, but it's a great resource.
How are your? Do you have 7-Eleven nearby? So,
We did when I was a kid, but they're not around anymore.
because they seem to be kind of. I watch a lot of Eastern YouTubers, Japan, China, and the 7-Elevens are incredible.
I know they are fabulous. Do you watch Tabby Eats?
Yes, we love Tabby.
Yes, they're adorable.
Tabby Eats, Emmy made in Japan, who actually lives in America, but she's Chinese descent, but she lived in Japan for a while. She's a fantastic YouTuber. She's not vegan, like Tabby Eats.
Yeah.
And the vegan, who is Lisa.
I think I've heard of her.
Yeah, she lives in Canada. And Cheap Lazy Vegan, who is Rosalie. She's Korean, but she lives in Canada. This is where all my ideas for bibimbap and noodle dishes. Most of them are from Rosalie. She's brilliant.
Oh, okay. Okay, I love the Canadians. Oh, and another thing, I have a problem with the English. Why do you guys get all the trials? Like, everything starts like KFC's doing the vegan chicken. I was like, great. Well, they're going to start off in England. Everything starts in England. It's like, what?
I didn't know it had started here. I thought you guys had it first.
No, we still haven't gotten it.
Wow.
Yeah, and everything's like the trial basics is England. It's like everything, or Australia. They get the vegan pizza from Domino's. It's like, why aren't they testing, especially here in Indiana, where it's either sink or swim here. So it's like, how come England gets everything?
Right, internet. You've heard Laura from America. We want answers.
Yes.
Why the heck did KFC come to Britain first when it's an American company and you've got starving vegans over there?
Wow. Tony misses fried chicken.
Right.
He just misses fried chicken. And it's like, every once in a while we could go have, the KFC because we've heard it's so good, but it's still not around. It's like, it's over in England though. It's like,
well, on behalf of Britain, Laura, I can only apologize.
well, hey, you guys are lucky. I mean, it's truly, well, we'd be the last state to get it anyway, so I don't know what I'm talking about.
Let's just hope it gets
but
there.
it's great that I guess maybe you guys are a tougher crowd than most places. Maybe that's why they.
I think because Veganuary started in Britain.
Oh, that could be.
And it is actually a British organisation, and because last year was so huge, I think they anticipated that this year was going to be huge too, and maybe that's why, because fast food over here is just as widely used.
Okay.
It's a lot of people eat fast food. It's one of the things I've been kind of wondering. That's what people would probably miss the most, because if you go into our town centre and you go past KFC and McDonald's, they're always packed, always.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Very so maybe it was just, but no, it doesn't make any sense because America's massive, so the market will obviously be bigger over there. Maybe
it just doesn't make any sense.
We're the Petri dish. They just wanted to see if it would spread here, and it didn't.
Yes.
So
maybe because the English are tough people, and if they don't like it, then they're not going to do it. Maybe I don't know. But it just seems like every time we watch Live Kindly, oh, they're coming out with this. Well, they're going to start off in England. No. Yeah, but it's just funny. It's just Tony and I were just like, oh, of course. Or in Canada. Like, we're not that far from Canada. Why can't we have it too? Yeah, it's crazy.
So, just to go back to the question I asked you before about your favourite savoury dish, do you have a favourite vegan sweet dish?
Ooh.
And it could be something you make yourself or something.
I like the cakes I make. I like the cakes I make, chocolate cakes, and I like to bake. So, and I made a fabulous oatmeal chocolate chip cookie just recently, and they turned out fabulous. I was eating it yesterday, going, "Damn, these are good."
Jason keeps asking me to make some cookies.
Yeah.
And the only reason I don't, because we've got a great recipe for them in our recipes playlist, is because I will then eat them, and I'm already doing little, and I'm already eating too much. This could be another 2 months of this, and I don't want people to have to roll me out the door when it's all over.
Yeah. I understand completely. Yeah.
But everything in moderation, that's the key, isn't it, really?
Yes. And sometimes just eat it because you're just going to crave it. And once you do eat it, it'll be just twice as bad. So eat a little bit and then get the craving done, and then you'll be all right. That's the way I think. That's how I rationalize it.
Agreed. Right, Laura, if I could ask you a couple of final questions
Sure.
Before we bring this to a close. But first of all, thank you for being my first international Skype interview, if you like. If you had a message for people who are either meat eaters or vegetarians and who are thinking about veganism, who happen to also live in the States, if there was something you could say to them, what would it be? They're already thinking about it.
Just do your excuse me. Do your research, and take it slow, and don't listen to some of the rhetoric. You can't be perfect. You cannot be a perfect vegan.
It's a process.
And just if you have to be quiet about it, just be quiet and just do your own thing. You don't have to go out and be an activist straight off, because then you might burn out sooner. And just take it slow and get the information and have fun with it. Have fun cooking. Get your kids involved or whatever. Just have fun with it and just take it slow. That's my advice. And just don't listen to some of the, because there's a lot of plant-based versus the vegans, and just kind of do your own thing.
Fabulous.
As long as you're not trying to harm things on purpose, and don't buy stuff, you'll be fine. You'll be okay.
Brilliant.
Don't judge yourself too harshly.
Fabulous. That's fabulous. Right. Thank you again, Laura, so much.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. I feel kind of honored.
I'm looking forward to starting a whole new playlist now on YouTube called Skype Shenanigans.
Love it. Shenanigans. I love shenanigans.
Hopefully, I'm going to be chatting to people from, all over the world about their own vegan journeys. But we will always remember that you were the first, Laura.
Yay!
So,
that's great.
Much love to you and to Tony and all your family.
Thank you. Much love to Jason. And is your mom doing okay?
Yeah, she's doing great.
Doing fine.
Yeah, thank you very much for asking. Look after yourself. As I always say, please be excellent to yourself and each other.
You too.
And I'll see you again soon, Laura. Thank you.
Yes, anytime.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Now we've got to try and end this.
Okay, I'll hit the end call and see what happens. 1, 2, 3, go.